welcome everyone to episode 21 of the Wayang Crew podcast.
Yay!
Hey, what's up, guys? We're back with your weekly movie podcast where we talk about all things movies, especially movies that are playing here in Brunei Darussalam. As usual, I'm your host, Kev, and I'm joined by my two co-hosts. First up, we have Del. What's up, Del?
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I just came back from there's this travel fair at ICC.
The Saber one?
Yeah. I bought a couple of tickets.
For us?
Not really. Just for me.
Okay, where if you don't mind me asking, anywhere of interest?
No, it's just there's a wedding in Jakarta that I'm going for at the end of the year.
All right. So you got your tickets early.
It's on sale, so might as well.
How good of a deal are we talking here? Like,
maybe $100 difference.
Okay, that's worth it. I mean,
December, it's a peak season.
Yeah. Peak season. All right.
Peak season, yes. So it's like you're saving on maybe one night's hotel.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Or shopping.
Oh, yes. Or shopping.
Cool.
Or food.
Or food. All right.
Or any other form of spending.
You've heard him.
Tickets.
You've heard him already on the podcast. It's my other co-host. It's Timmy.
Hey.
What's up?
I really don't know what to say. But I played Uncharted, the new game. It's out.
Cool.
How is it?
Lost Legacy.
That's the one without Nathan Drake.
No, without Nathan Drake.
Oh, it's the two ghosts?
Yeah. Nathan Drake is retired.
Oh, has he?
In the previous game, the game before this.
How could he?
Because he's starting a family.
Oh, really?
Why?
Yeah. I mean, if his story continues, it'll probably be his kid.
So he's given up the life of adventure and he's just chilling out.
Living on a beach house.
Oh, no.
That is like the ultimate dream.
Yeah, I want to live on a beach house.
All right. If it's your first time tuning in, which it probably isn't because this is episode 21 now of the Wayang Crew podcast. We just recently had a name change, previously known as the Movie Maniacs, but we thought Wayang Crew sounded cooler. So, yeah, that's what we're going to call ourselves from now on. We are, of course, a podcast where we talk about all things movies, especially movies that are playing here in Brunei Darussalam. This week, we're talking about a movie which I wasn't aware of until a couple of days ago, but I watched it anyway under the advice of Del. We're going to be talking about
The Birth of the Dragon.
The Birth of the Dragon, which is a Bruce Lee biopic.
Kind of.
Loosely based on his life, I believe.
Loosely based, because it was, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it more later. But first, let's get to our regular segment, which is the news. In this case, of course, it's movie news. And first up, we've got something from the Marvel camp. This is becoming a weekly thing where we have Marvel and then DC and then Marvel and then DC and then whatever else is left behind. But we're going to start off with Marvel this week. And James Gunn, the director for the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and 2, which I have to say are really good movies, has revealed that he actually had an idea for the late David Bowie to be in the movie. David Bowie. He was supposed to play a cameo as one of the characters in the post-credit scene with Sylvester Stallone and Michelle Yeoh, but sadly he passed away. I think I would have liked to see David Bowie,
He fits the galaxy.
Yeah.
He fits
was he in any movie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He was in
Zoolander.
More famous one would be that's a fantasy movie.
Sorry.
What is it?
Something about I can't remember.
It's very long ago.
Yeah.
Something like Neverland or
wasn't it Neverland?
What is it?
With Robin Williams.
With Robin Williams?
No, wasn't it?
It's a very famous one. The character is beloved.
All right, just Google it.
But he's acted before, yes.
Yeah. Personally, I would have liked to see David Bowie, the late David Bowie, in Guardians of the Galaxy, because I think like all these cameo bits, they're actually what sets it apart. Because we had Sylvester Stallone in the last one, and it was like, whoa, that's Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
I can see him at flashy armor and whatnot.
Being very like modern, futuristic.
That's the character that he played in that movie that you didn't watch.
Okay. All right. Sticking with James Gunn, and he's revealed that the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 soundtrack, the music, will have a lot of relevance to how Peter Quill feels about the loss of Yondu. Because in Volume 1 and 2, it has been his mother, Meredith, choosing the songs and giving him the mixtapes and like
Not 2.
Volume 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, sorry. Volume 1 and 2.
So those are her songs to him, and in Volume 3, the song choices will be Yondu communicating to Peter, which is I don't know. Is it gonna be like alien 70s music in this? 'Cause
I don't know.
Not exactly. I don't know. Is it Yondu? Because I don't think he personally chose the music. He just found a iPod or something.
A Zune.
Zune. Yeah, so I don't know.
But how long did he have it?
That's
a good question.
That's a good question. We'll have to see what happens in Volume 3.
It'll probably be a bit more modern than...
I hope there isn't anything from like
Spice
Miley
Girls.
Cyrus.
No. The Zune is too old to have Miley Cyrus on it. But you probably see, if it's around the Zune era, there should be some Oasis in there from the 90s, early 2000s, like 1998. Backstreet Boys.
New Kids on the Block.
The music of the time.
Let's see.
All right.
I didn't get that reference.
Sticking with Marvel news, Josh Brolin has teased that Infinity War is, quote-unquote, mind-blowing.
What else is he gonna say?
I mean, for himself, it might be mind-blowing because he's in it.
Exactly.
Yeah, because in an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Josh Brolin revealed that he had seen a snippet of Infinity War and that the little that he saw was mind-blowing.
Sure.
He also said that he loved doing Avengers. It's maybe the most fun he's ever had, and it was just a little snippet of it, what he saw, and it was amazing. The cutting-edge technology of what they're doing, what I've seen is absolutely mind-blowing. When I saw it on screen, if it was me, but also like not me. It's really strange because he plays Thanos, for those of you who don't know. So it's him in mocap, I guess, motion capture. So he's just on set with a gray leotard and
like dots.
Ping pong balls all over. and he provides the voice. Because as Del said, what else is he going to say?
Yeah, he's not going to say, I'm modestly excited about it, or I'm moderately unexcited about. I don't know.
I feel indifferent about this movie.
Yeah.
Josh Brolin would kind of have my respect if he just came out and said like, this movie's all right. And just it's fine, just go see it.
And then the next news you hear is that he's fired.
I think that would probably be a good marketing campaign. It's a movie, all right.
Yeah, it's fine. Marvel news again. The Gambit film, which was announced, and then it was sort of shut down, and then they had already casted Channing Tatum for it, and then after a while it wasn't Channing Tatum, but now apparently it's started over again, according to Channing Tatum.
Yeah, actually he is the one who brought the movie to Fox.
Yeah, so he's like the driving force for it.
Yeah. So he cast himself.
He's like Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
Like rallying to get the movie made because he knows he probably fit the part.
Yep.
And then
I don't see him as Gambit.
I do.
As long as he does, what else are you gonna do?
But what else are you gonna say?
I still prefer the guy who was in the
Taylor Kitsch.
Yeah.
But then it's because of the budget. I think they wanted to make a movie for 250 million.
Whoa.
So that's why. And then Deadpool came out with like 65 million.
Yeah.
And then this movie didn't happen,
which is considered like a shoestring budget.
Yeah. And they did it so well. You don't feel it's a small budget movie.
And like right now, like you can see Fox trying to capitalize on that. Like, okay, look, they've made an R-rated comic book movie, so we're gonna make 10 more.
Yeah. So this Gambit could go in that direction as Deadpool and Logan.
So realistically, this Gambit movie could very well be an R-rated movie.
I hope so.
I don't think Gambit would need to have an R rating. I don't think they will do it because Gambit in the comic books it's all PG.
He's not really that bloody.
Yeah, he's not bloody and he doesn't curse.
He just has cards and he throws them
a bit
and
classy, I think. I don't know.
He's more of a con man.
Con man. He's more like
gambler,
smooth and
suave.
slick. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna jump ship now over to the other camp, which is DC, and
Oh boy.
a Joker movie is reportedly in development with Martin Scorcese.
Ooh.
Yeah. That is a big name, but I'm not sure if he's right for the project because he's good at doing like
Biopics.
crime movies.
Yeah, crime movies.
And like he did Goodfellas and the Wolf of Wall Street, which had their all their own little quirks, which was what made them great. And it's a classic Scorsese film. Maybe they're trying to make the Joker into this kind of
Like Godfather.
I'm not sure if it's a Godfather, but just more of the crime. Maybe like a bit more Departed like.
Yeah.
Which is
I would like to see his version. Because, Scorsese is a legendary movie maker, and to have him make a comic book movie, that's interesting. The only problem I have, and it's a big problem, is this is not in the DCEU.
Yeah.
And the problem I have is that now that DC has a Wonder Woman that is successful, one movie that is successful, both critically and the fans love it, and then they feel like they can do anything. They feel like invincible, and then they go and announce all these other movies again. I'm sure you're gonna announce a few more news, right?
Yes.
Kev, and you're gonna have all these other new movies coming out. This is ridiculous. I feel like if we remember the first time they announced all these movies from
BVS.
2014 until 2020.
Yes.
Yeah, all the way to Shazam.
Yeah.
And Cyborg.
They had like the roadmap for all these movies that they're going to have this and that and this
Correct.
and that. And then now it's just taken like a J turn and it's turned left and it's just picking up new things along the way.
Changed our minds midway.
No, The Flash is not happening.
Nope.
We don't know what's happening with Cyborg. We don't know what's happening with Shazam. And then now we have Joss Whedon coming in. Is he still directing Batgirl?
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, because that was news for a bit, and then it just went quiet because he was doing reshoots for Justice League.
Yeah, and then David Ayer left, so we don't know what's happening with Gotham City Sirens.
Yep. This is
all these movies that they've announced, and we don't know what's going on, and they keep announcing new stuff.
You can hear Dell's very passionate about this.
I think they just want to make hype.
I think
it's ridiculous.
I think what's going on here is that like the executives at Warner are trying to stop the hemorrhage of money here. They're saying like, look, we need to change the direction because the path that we were on is not the best part.
Yep.
The best path. Yeah.
That's fine, because when something's not working, you change it immediately.
Yep.
Yeah. But they're going back and doing the same thing over again because they keep announcing new movies and we don't know if they're actually happening or not. And then we don't know what's happening with the Batman.
That's true.
Is Ben Affleck playing Batman? It's like on and off every week. 1 week's on, 1 week's off.
All right, we're gonna keep it with DC.
Yes,
very passionate.
And as Del mentioned, there is more news. A Joker and Harley Quinn movie is reportedly in development at Warner Brothers. And then going on that...
So this is not the Martin Scorcese movie?
No, it's not.
It's a different one.
And then going on that, you have Jarod Leto's Joker is expected to return for Suicide Squad 2 and Gotham City Sirens, which is all the female villains in the DCEU. And then going on that, there's another rumor that the Joker and Harley Quinn movie may replace the Gotham City Sirens. And this is all within the span of like 2 days.
Yeah. So stupid. I can't keep up with DC. It's ridiculous.
But there's one thing to note. After all that news, Jarod Leto says that he is committed to playing the Joker long term.
What else is he gonna say? Ben Affleck said the same thing. Man.
This is after rumors saying that he wasn't happy with the final cut of Suicide Squad.
Well, it wasn't that he wasn't happy. He actually came out on an interview and he said, they asked him what else was cut from your bits in Suicide Squad, and he said, well, what wasn't cut, which sort of implied like there was a lot more.
Yeah.
Because what happened, I think, is that he had the persona. He was the Joker. We heard stories on set how he was in character
the whole time.
Even when they weren't shooting, he was sending dead rats and used
use what?
contraceptions to like the other crew members.
Nice save.
Like he sent bullets with their names on it to them. And then, you know, I think what happened was he came on the set and they're like, all right, this is the scene and this is what's going to happen. And he went, fine. And then he did his thing and they were like, oh my God, that's so amazing. And then they shot it and then they came back and then when they were trying to piece the movie together,
We
like,
don't have a place for this.
like, that was good, but it doesn't make sense in this context. And, we can't use it.
Right.
Oh, I don't know.
That's why when someone when you have a high caliber actor like
Jarod
Leto,
Yeah.
who took time to get in character and live the character, and then to find out most of his scenes are cut, of course he's not gonna be happy.
That will piss anyone off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's committed to play Joker in the long term.
Because they've announced so many movies. If I were him, I'd be like, well, that's like 4 movies. Yes, I will play the Joker again.
Yeah, 4 movies equal 40 million for me. Sure, why not?
Why not?
As long as they don't cut me out.
All right. Justice League news. Zack Snyder, who's still sort of involved, but he's sort of taken the back seat on this, on directing the Justice League. He's shared a new image of Aquaman, and I have to say, like, he looks really badass. Like Jason Momoa as Aquaman, because traditionally you think Aquaman, you think the cartoon Aquaman,
The
blonde guy with the yellow scaly suit, orange and the green pants, and you see this image and you're like, whoa, that's I would freak out if this guy walked out the ocean.
If it was from the comic, they made it into a movie, I wouldn't be scared.
Like, can you imagine if you're fishing like at Pantai Jurong and then he walks out like that and then he goes like, put back the fish.
I'll beat back the fish. I'll beat him out. Catch him.
All right. Del spoke a bit about how the Batman solo film is in jeopardy, or it's not in jeopardy, or Ben Affleck might not play Batman, or he will play Batman. Here's something. Affleck's Batman movie will not be part of the DCEU, says director Matt Reeves.
Yeah.
And then after that, like a day later, after all this backlash on Twitter, he comes back, Matt Reeves, the director, he says, Batman, of course, will be in the DCEU.
All these, every week we have a drama from DC camp. And they seem to not be able to, compared to Marvel, look, Marvel has so many movies out and their news are never as dramatic as DC. And I don't know why DC can't get their act together after how many people have come and gone in terms of the leadership, and then they are still struggling to find their footing in terms of cementing what movies are gonna come out. So
it's because they're all creative people and they all have to put their mark in there some way. But Reeves did say that, you know, he actually put out a tweet saying, geez, what did I miss, guys? Just to be clear, of course Batman will be part of the DC universe. Batman will be Batman. And then he goes on to say, in my comments from a while back about not being part of the DCEU, I was talking about the Batman being a story specifically about Batman. I don't understand what he's saying.
Yeah, he used the wrong words in the first interview. He said not in the I believe his words were extended universe, which to us fans means the same universe as like the other Justice League members.
Correct.
So that's why everyone is taken onto the internet and have this kind of backlash.
Like bashed him and said, well, what are you talking about? Like Batman is essentially like the builder of the DCEU.
Not true. Listen to this for a bit. Like if Justice League, the studios do not have faith in Justice League.
Yeah.
Could they just abandon the whole DCEU altogether and make standalone movies from here on out? So maybe, because we didn't know. So for the first time we heard that Matt Reeves saying Batman is no longer in the DCEU, maybe it could go in that direction whereby DC wants to abandon this just extended universe from now. But then that isn't the case. So I guess everything is back to normal except Scorsese's Joker movie.
Yeah.
Maybe, which might happen. I would like to see his take on it, but I don't know how it will fit like in the whole DCEU. That's the thing.
Yeah, so that's why it's not in the DCEU.
Yeah.
Is it still going to be Jared Leto?
No, it's not.
It's someone else.
Yes.
But who knows? It might change tomorrow.
Yeah. It might not be a Joker movie.
At all.
Yeah.
All right. Last bit of news from the DCEU and James Cameron, who we know as, Terminator 2 guy and Titanic guy and Avatar guy.
Yeah.
He says that Wonder Woman was a step backwards. Now, he had a bit of a Twitter rant.
This is a feud between Patty Jenkins
Yeah,
and Ben,
yeah. He said that all the self-congratulatory back-patting Hollywood's been doing over Wonder Woman has been so misguided. She's an objectified icon, and it's just male Hollywood doing the same old thing.
He has, in my opinion, he has no right to say that Wonder Woman is a step backwards.
Yeah.
Who has the right? The whole entire female population has the right.
True, yeah.
James Cameron shouldn't say. I don't know why he's hung up on this thing. I don't know why he would come out and just
like attack the success.
Yes,
Like
why?
maybe he's not happy. He's like, it should be me directing Wonder Woman. Who is this Patty Jenkins?
Because in his comment, he's comparing Wonder Woman to
Avatar, I think.
No, the Terminator.
Linda Hamilton.
Yeah. So Linda Hamilton is like not super beautiful, not a model,
Yeah.
and then she's coming from this backstory where she's like really dark,
Yeah.
and then she slowly grew into becoming a heroine.
She had to she was forced into a situation where she had to, learn to be tough and this and that, and then, to protect her son. Sarah Connor and John Connor, they have this weird relationship where she's always trying to protect him, and then she fails at it, and then we see in Terminator 2 she's committed because she's crazy, so to speak. And
so in Cameron's mind, that is the only way women can be strong.
So maybe he's saying like, what, Wonder Woman was already a superhero. She's like tough and strong. Look at my character. Look at Sarah Connor. She had it worse.
Yeah. That's crazy. Why would you put female women in general into that kind of a camp?
Yeah, correct.
Where that's the only way they can be successful.
True. But then Patty Jenkins hit back against him on Twitter. And she said, James Cameron's inability to understand what Wonder Woman is or stands for to women all over the world is unsurprising. As though he is a great filmmaker, he is not a woman. Strong strong women are great. His praise of my film Monster and our portrayal of a strong yet damaged woman was so appreciated. But if women have to always be hard, tough, and troubled to be strong, and we aren't free to be multidimensional or celebrate an icon of woman everywhere because she's attractive and loving, then we haven't come very far, have we? Wow.
See, that's a very good response.
Yeah, she sounds very smart.
Yeah, that's like the best response ever.
I think her PR agent had
Yeah. I bet the first draft was very...
Who the hell do you think you are?
Maybe they got Obama's scriptwriter.
Speechwriter. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna leave that universe aside and move into the Star Wars universe.
Ooh.
And the Obi-Wan movie's possible working title hints at the film's setting. Now, it's been tradition that when Lucasfilm shoots Star Wars, they use a different name, like
placeholder.
Placeholder. It could be try to keep things under wrap. Like the movie's called Episode 4 or Episode 5, but they call it something else during production.
Like
Blue
Tiny
Harvest.
Tim.
Blue Harvest. Yeah, Blue Harvest was Episode 4.
Blue Harvest.
Yeah, so okay.
Right.
So the working title for the Obi-Wan solo movie is called Joshua Tree, which would indicate a return to Tatooine, perhaps.
I think the movie will be based on Tatooine. I think that's the only... Wait, Tatooine.
Yeah.
Not where Luke grew up.
No. Yes.
Wait.
I don't remember.
Tatooine has 2 moons.
Is it 2 suns or 2 moons?
Oh, 2 suns. Sorry, 2 suns. Yeah.
Tatooine. So it's Tatooine? Wait, Tatooine was... Oh, man! Why am I blocked?
Del has just lost respect as a Star Wars guy.
I lost respect for myself as well.
I think it was Tatooine, wasn't it?
Wait, I'm confused. Is it Anakin or Luke in Tatooine? I think it's Luke. I think you're right. Okay, so they go back to Tatooine, right?
Yeah,
because that's where
we first see
Luke.
Luke in Episode 4, and he meets the older Obi-Wan.
Yes. So that's where that because you see, when we first met Luke and Uncle Ben,
Yep.
Uncle Ben said, not Uncle Ben, sorry. Is it Uncle Ben?
Aunt Beru.
Aunt Beru and... Oh man, why is this happening?
We're gonna have to watch episode 4 again. Yeah.
So his uncle
Yes.
said that Ben
Yes.
is a crazy old guy.
Yes.
So there must have been some exchange in between episode 3 where Obi-Wan brought Luke
Yes.
to the uncle.
Yep.
And then they left quite peacefully.
Yeah. And then he went on to live in the hills or in the
Yeah,
mountains.
so that's where I think that is a good place to fill in the gap.
Okay.
For the story of Obi-Wan.
Or it could be a situation, like a storyline where, like Obi-Wan is always looking out for Luke.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we want to see that happen.
Yeah,
And then
we want to see that
there must have something that happened between Obi-Wan and Uncle Owen.
Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru.
and Aunt Beru.
And then there's Blue Milk.
And for Uncle Owen to later on go and say, okay, Ben is a crazy old fart.
Yeah.
Don't listen to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be, stuff about the Jedi and this and that.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah.
Like, stop it right there. The Jedi is done after episode 3. There's no more.
Yeah.
This is why we have this war in the first place. So just leave
There
it.
could be Darth Vader in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Darth Vader is around
Yeah.
at the end of episode 3.
But would we want to see Darth Vader
I don't know.
again?
Because Darth Vader is still sort of learning his powers.
Yeah.
But then, no, not really. Because we saw Rogue One. And at the end of Rogue One, he's fully using his powers.
Yeah.
Huh.
But then we don't want to see, because Obi-Wan and Darth Vader never
Yeah.
met.
They've never met in that 30 years in between
okay.
3 and 4. So then
So
I
there
don't
wouldn't
think...
be any... There's no point for Vader to
Yeah.
appear.
Or we could see a clip, like a cutscene, find Obi-Wan, and then that's it. Sorry, we can't find him.
I don't want to see a modern Darth Vader.
I don't know. It'll have to be the same look from episode 4,
Yeah.
which was the first.
I want to see the extended vision from what's the last movie? Rogue One. Yeah.
You want to see that him being more badass and using his powers. Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Then the actor Anakin,
yeah,
he could come back.
he could come back.
Yeah.
As in the little boy from episode 1.
No.
Oh, you mean-
no. Anakin, the
Episode 3.
yes, episode 3 Anakin.
Oh.
Then we can see him slowly grow into Vader, and then we meet him in Rogue One. That's the Vader that we know.
Maybe. All
I don't know,
right.
that could be interesting.
Maybe. Okay, sticking with Star Wars, the Star Wars universe. Now, we all know there's a Han Solo film that's in production at the moment. And there was also some drama that, it was too funny and then they
Yeah.
wanted reshoots and whatnot. One of the cast members, Michael K. Williams, who is in this Han Solo film, has been cut off because due to scheduling conflicts, and they had to do reshoots and whatnot, and he can't commit to it as he has other projects. And he's out. I don't know. I've seen some of Michael K. Williams in other films.
Yeah.
I think he's an okay actor, but
I think he's a very good actor.
okay.
And then it is a loss to this movie because he can't be in it. Now, I look at this his appearance, and I really believe that he belongs in the Star Wars universe. However, in Han Solo movie, he is kind of like a hybrid. He's a half human, half alien kind of thing.
Okay.
So he'll be in heavy makeup. So in a way, I'm glad that he's no longer in this one. Then he can be in another Star Wars movie without makeup, because he is a very good actor and he looks the part.
So he should, use his own expressions, not prosthetics or CG.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
Okay. We'll just have to see, who fills in the role, or whether the character will be there.
Or the character is entirely cut out.
Could be.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna move on to this next bit of news, which is about Death Note. And I don't know if you guys know, but there's a movie that's out now on Netflix.
I just knew about it.
You just knew about it?
Yep.
Oh, you saw it on my TV as you walked in? All right, cool. Death Note, which is the American remake of the Japanese manga series, Death Note. The director is already thinking of a sequel.
Sure.
Is it that
Why
good?
not?
I don't know, because I thought it was a series, and then I
same.
saw it on Netflix. I'm like, hey, wait, it's a whole movie, and I have it queued. I watched 20 minutes, and then I had to rush off to do something else. So I'll watch it tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It looked promising.
It's again one of those Hollywood movies that has received a lot of backlash for the whitewashing.
Well, possible whitewashing.
Possible?
Possible. I mean, who's to say?
I do not agree with all these backlash. just for the record, because
Just for the record.
Hollywood can make whatever movie they want.
Yeah, because
they can put in
they're the
whatever
ones
actors.
spending the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they want to whitewash it, they whitewash it lah. It doesn't matter as long as the movie is good. But so far, from what I've kind of heard, it's not that great.
Yeah, it's not that great. My sister actually finished it,
Okay.
and
What?
she said
She did?
I think she finished it, and she said that it's okay.
Yeah.
She's a fan of the original Death Note manga,
Yeah.
and anime, and then she watched this and she went, "It's alright, it's okay, all right." Last bit of news for this week on the Wayang Crew. It's this news, something we've talked about a lot. It's the Monsterverse from Lionsgate and Warner Brothers. Oh, sorry, Legendary and Warner Brothers. And Godzilla vs. King Kong will star a rugged, aged Kong in the current day, because we saw in the last film,
Young one.
Kong Skull
Oh,
Island,
yeah.
he was still youngish, and
yeah.
he's a bit of an adolescent.
He can still
Teenagers.
grow. That's what they say.
Yeah, he can still grow. So that's that was in the 70s.
Yeah.
So it's been 40 years, and he'll be an older Kong.
Yeah. Old
fight.
man Kong.
Old man Kong to possibly team up with Godzilla and fight Mothra and all the other monsters. I don't know. I'm kind of pumped to see what this brings. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of like the Godzilla films or the King Kong films, but just to see like these huge creatures on the screen just fighting, I think it's worth it.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the current Kong and Godzilla, but sure, I'll watch this one.
All right. Okay, that's the news this week on the Wayang Crew. Now, if you'd like to get us to talk about something, or maybe give us your thoughts on whatever we've talked about so far in the news, send an email to our Gmail account, which is thewayangcrew@gmail.com. All right, next bit is, of course, our review this week of the movie called Birth of the Dragon. All right, which is a story... which is a movie loosely based on...
wasn't me.
which is a movie loosely based on, like a part of Bruce Lee's life.
Yeah.
I don't know, this movie, I think it was dramatized a little bit too much.
Yeah.
There was a lot of we'll talk about it more. If you haven't already watched it, just a brief synopsis of the movie. It's a time where Bruce Lee is already established as a kung fu master in San Francisco.
His own dojo, teaching white guys.
Yeah, in the 1960s. And this is a period of time where, the Chinese community and Chinese people in general are not happy that he's teaching Westerners kung fu. And you see, like, he's a bit nervous when this Shaolin monk comes into town, Wong Jack Man, who the whole movie he's sort of like, what's he doing here? Is he here to stop me? They don't like me teaching whites and this and that and this and that. And then the whole movie centers around the fight that they're gonna have, to show which is better, kung fu or Shaolin.
Not really. It's about Bruce Lee versus this Wong Jack Man.
Yeah, Bruce Lee versus
it's not
Wong
really
Jack Man.
like Kung Fu versus Shaolin, because he is using Wing Chun.
Yeah.
And then Shaolin is using Shaolin.
Yeah.
It's not really that comparison, I don't think.
TB and I watched it last night under the the suggestion from Dell to say, like, watch it. It's actually worth it. And I have to agree with you. It was I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, it's quite enjoyable.
I laughed. There was some funny bits.
Yeah, it was funny, but I don't know. It's a bit confusing. I mean, I think the movie's a bit confused. I feel like it wants to be a serious movie, but then it's some bits of comedy in it. And then, I don't know, to be honest, Bruce Lee was annoying to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't like him.
Was he that arrogant?
That's the thing. When I was watching it for the first 1 hour into the movie, I was like, this is not the Bruce Lee I know.
Yeah.
He's so arrogant. He's self-centered.
Like, to be fair, I was watching him on the screen portrayed by the actor who at certain times I looked like he does look a little bit like Bruce Lee.
Yeah, he does.
It's not that
He
convincing.
sounds like Bruce Lee.
Sounds like Bruce Lee.
Yes, yes.
And then I was like, and then he would say something or act a certain way, and I would think to myself, man, Bruce Lee, if this is true, Bruce Lee was an ass.
Exactly.
I wouldn't like this guy.
Exactly.
I wouldn't want to be his friend.
But after, at the end of the movie, I understand why.
Yeah.
Because they needed him to be this way.
To show,
although
to
a
show
bit
the result.
extreme, and then to have him redeem himself in the end.
To change the birth.
Yeah,
the
the
dragon.
birth of the dragon.
Spoiler alert for the title. The title is Birth of the Dragon, and what they're talking about is the rebirth of Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was an arrogant prick, and then along came the Shaolin monk,
He became less of an arrogant prick at the end.
which made him rebirth into a dragon.
The monk birthed him.
All right, we're gonna dig a bit more into this movie. Del, what did you have to say about this?
Straight from the okay, going into it, I didn't have high hopes because from the trailer I thought this could be very, very cheesy. It could be like a low budget kind of film. But from the opening with the Shaolin and the other,
the cinematography was good.
oh yeah, cinematography was good.
Shaolin and Tai Chi.
Tai Chi, right? Yeah. So the Shaolin and Tai Chi guy, these guys really know their stuff, okay?
Yeah.
Their poses are super beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
I fell for it immediately
It's
when
set in the mountains with
Crouching
the
Tiger,
the
Hidden
flag,
Dragon
and then
level.
there's a river.
No. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Level never had this kind of because the actors themselves were not practitioners of Kung Fu.
Oh, okay.
These guys look like they are because the
Yeah.
poses that they make, the movements with their arms.
It was very natural.
Believable.
It's
Very
not.
believable.
It looks so beautiful that I thought this is something special.
Yeah.
And sure enough, throughout the movie, I thought this is a very good, kind of like the olden Chinese kung fu movies.
Yeah.
Where
And you can see it, like, you know, during the extended fight scenes, the shots, those are like Hong Kong movie kind of shots, like from
Yeah.
the top, from the side, and
Yeah, yeah.
because a Hollywood movie would not cut
no,
it that
so
way.
it's like paying homage to the old Chinese, the good Chinese kung fu movies.
You're right,
not
yeah.
the bad ones. And at the end also the final act where the two of them had to go into a like a house and then to beat up everyone.
yeah.
That is so like 90s
Yeah,
and
90s
80s
Hong Kong
kind of
movies.
Hong Kong movies. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it's not made in a very cheesy way. So the Wong Jack Man, the actor, I think that guy is fantastic. His movements,
he did a great job.
yeah, his
Of playing a monk.
and he is the hero of the movie, not
Bruce
Bruce
Lee.
Lee.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's where, you know, in the beginning I kind of felt hesitant about it because I wanted to be supporting Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
He is the icon.
And he is the legend.
Yeah, he is the legend.
But Wong Jack Man is the man who made
Yeah.
the legend. Yeah. Which was nice to see. Just something to note as well that this movie is actually a WWE production.
okay.
I was aware that they were making movies. I
Yeah.
just didn't know that they were of this caliber. I think this is the right step for them.
Yeah.
And
the previous one also about fighting.
what was it about?
I can't remember. They've produced a couple of movies before.
Like fighting movies.
Fighting movies,
Huh.
and it's very, very, it fits WWE. Let's just put it that way.
All right.
Yeah.
TV, what did you think of this movie?
Okay, starting from the good ones, the fighting scene was very believable. You'd think like these people are actually kung fu fighters, like in the first scene where the Tai Chi master and the kung fu
And the Shaolin.
Shaolin monks. You would actually believe that these people are who they were and fight all. Throughout the movie, the fighting scene was great. I enjoyed that part.
Yeah.
But I think like this movie doesn't have its own identity, like what it wants to be. Like
Really?
it's mixed of everything. I think.
Oh.
I feel like if it wants to be a serious movie, it should just be serious. If it wants to be a comedy, I don't know. That's just how I feel. I don't know how other people feel, but that's what I feel. It's like the Dragon movie, Bruce Lee. In the 1970s, it was a serious movie. So I was expecting it to be like as serious as that one.
Yeah, okay.
Like Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, Enter the Dragon type.
This was more like lighthearted.
Yeah, like lighthearted.
I think the movie was trying to get you to like it, and then it wowed you later. Maybe.
I don't know, but don't get me wrong. I still enjoyed the movie. It was alright. It was bearable. It was better than Transformers.
Oh, much better.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, so much better.
Oh, what isn't better than Transformers at this point?
In this movie, I was laughing. In Transformer, I was cringing.
You were angry.
I was
at
angry. You remember? I was sitting there like, what? Oh.
I feel it could have done better in that sense.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
But as a movie on its own, I think it. Personally, I think it did all right.
Yeah.
Did you?
I think it's alright, but not a movie I would recommend people to watch at the cinema.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. This is
Yeah.
more of like a Netflix.
watch it now.
watch
Go buy
watch it at home.
DVD or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually thought that what they could have done better was in the fight choreography, because they use a lot of cut edits. They didn't flesh it out properly. That's what was lacking for me in this. Otherwise, it was a very good. It has a very good story. It was very philosophical.
Yes.
I loved everything that the monk Wong Jack-man had to say when someone asked him a question, and he's like turned it into something philosophical. I found that quite interesting and funny at the same time.
There's one part during the fight, the end,
The final battle.
Bruce Lee versus the Wong Jack-man.
Yeah, is it the part where they jump down?
That's one thing. It's like, what's happening? And then, during the fight, and then there was like 10 seconds of him thinking philosophically. It was like the move and everything. It seems like it's in an anime.
I think they were trying to show like on film, like this is the part where he's reborn.
Yeah. And you can't. There is no way to show that properly.
Yeah.
So they use this kind of like jumping from a very high point to the ground.
The
and then
wire work for that was a bit
you-
wonky. like
that was like really 80s wire work.
at first Wong Jack-man jumped out. I went whoa. And then you like in your mind you think there's no way Bruce Lee's gonna follow him.
Yep.
He's just gonna fall over.
Yep.
And then he does it, and there's no shock. There's
He's like
it's like,
floated down.
I'm just like, oh,
And he was surprised he could do it. I was like,
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't know I could do that.
it's like, damn, this is some Mary Poppins here.
Yeah, very Poppins.
And then he was like, you've gone beyond your limit.
You've gone beyond
Yeah,
limits.
but then he didn't want to admit it. He's like, what limit? But then he should have dropped and then did a body roll instead of just landing like a Mary Poppins.
something a bit more realistic.
Yeah, more realistic would have been nicer.
But oh well, it's their movie, and I think I actually said out loud when that happened, like, what the?
For me, my reaction was this like, what? No, this is wrong. That's my reaction.
He would break his legs.
Yeah. I have another frustrating thing going on with the dialogue, because like the American guy asked Bruce Lee to help, and Bruce Lee said just leave it alone, and then the American guy went and tell Wong Jack-man, oh, Bruce Lee said it's not his problem. I'm like, he didn't say that. Why are you changing the things that
Because he has an ulterior motive.
I know, but still, you know, that's something that kind of frustrates me.
He needs to get his Binu out.
his Binu.
Yeah, there's a side story to this, which is one of the characters. His name is Steve McKee.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think is not unnecessary.
Yeah, he's a student at the start of Bruce Lee's, and then Bruce Lee is his sifu, and then he goes and under his own will to see Wong Jack-man as he arrives, and he befriends him, and then he ends up being a student of Wong Jack-man, and he's like, all right, that's fine. But then how he comes more into play is that it gets a bit complicated, because he falls for a girl who is
Xiao Liang.
Xiao Lian or Sui Lan. I kept laughing because it sounds like my sister's name, Sui Lan. But yeah, he falls for this girl who is like, owned by the triads, so to speak, and he wants to help her and get her out. And then
The power of love.
power of love, once again, it's always the power of love.
Yeah.
And how he does it, or how he can do it, is to get to get the triad boss to agree to release her if he can get Bruce Lee and Wong Jack-man to fight.
Yeah.
And I'm
Again,
like,
it's a very 80s kind of storytelling.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it. Another good thing to see about this movie is that that Steve McKee guy is the only white guy.
Yeah.
Everyone else is Chinese.
everyone was Asian, and he was working for a Chinese
Yeah.
business, like his friend and the mother, which was kind of cool. And I'm like, yeah, okay lah. I mean, if
At first, I thought Bruce Lee was some mixed white Chinese.
His grandmother is white.
yeah, in real life, Bruce Lee's grandmother was.
But in real life, Bruce Lee didn't look white.
No, he
No.
Yeah.
But also in real life,
I have to be honest. When he first came on the screen, I looked at him and went, "This guy looks Filipino."
whatever.
He's got Filipino features. Yeah.
In real life, I heard Bruce Lee does not speak with an accent.
Oh, yeah.
He speaks very good American.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he does it as what, part of his character, the persona, maybe?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
There was also that scene where Bruce Lee, and there are clips of this online on YouTube or Facebook. It was shared quite a lot recently about him doing the 1-inch punch at that kung fu karate demonstration.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt they could have done that bigger and better. It felt very sort of like, look, come to the community hall and we have a demonstration today. It wasn't grand or anything.
No, I think because the movie centers around Wong Jack-man and him, and what Wong Jack-man had to teach him, not really about how the 1-inch punch is so powerful.
True, but he does use it at the end again.
Yeah, but it looked realistic. It's not something that is flashy or something that is like supernatural. So I appreciated it.
Yeah. I came back home last night and I checked online again, and that scene where they do the demo of the punch.
Yeah. That's on YouTube, I think.
Yeah, they didn't show it in this movie during that scene in the karate demonstration. But I think he did it to like a few masters.
Yeah.
Like there were a few people who he 1-inch punched and they all fell onto a chair. Like there was a chair set up behind him. So man, this is a movie, so they have to dramatize it a little bit more.
Right.
You know, stakes higher. I don't know. I don't have much more to say about this movie, except for the fact that it was entertaining and I actually enjoyed myself. Like this was another tick for me. Like I went in there and I had a good time. I laughed. Some of it was a little bit wonky, a little bit unrealistic. I thought that the Steve McKee story arc was not necessary, but then as the movie went along, you understand the motivation as to why, and then you get the result at the end.
Yeah. It is necessary. Because the two had to fight. And it was because of him.
Yeah. Bruce Lee needed to have a white student.
Yes. Otherwise they can't do the movie.
All right. What are you going to give this movie?
I will give this 8 1-inch punches out of 10.
8 1-inch punches.
And I in the beginning of this podcast, I said that this is loosely based on.
Yeah, loosely based.
Because that fight between him and Wong Jack-man, there were only like 10 to 12 witnesses. Who is to say what really happened in there?
True.
So nobody knows. So this is kind of like it's not something that is based entirely on Bruce Lee's life during that part of his life. It is something that is very made up. I think 99% of it might be made up.
This might all just be like,
urban legend.
We know this happened, and this is what I think could have been.
And this is not the real Bruce Lee that we know, because I think he's so
arrogant and rude and true. Tibi, what's your rating for this movie, Birth of the Dragon?
I give it a 5.5 out of 10. It's not bad, but it's not great for me either. But it's not a cinema movie for me. I could have watched it in some other platform.
Like at home.
Like at home.
Or on the laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. My rating for this movie, Birth of the Dragon, is gonna be 7 Binus out of 10.
Nicely played.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're gonna have to watch the movie.
Yeah, you watch the movie. 7
out of 10 because I thought that as a movie alone, I mean, they do say that there's a preface before the movie, like this is a movie based on that fight or story
about
loosely based on that fight. So and as Del said that there were only 10 witnesses in there, so anything could have happened. We don't know. They could have just sat down and played chess for all we know.
Play ping pong.
There's heart in this movie. You understand the characters' motivations. Although some characters, like the Bruce Lee character, is portrayed maybe not to the best of light, but it's part of the story, and you will see why when you watch it. I mean, if they're gonna do more of these kinds of movies, I say that WWE Productions should go for it.
Yeah.
I have one question though. Who's Frankie? Do you know who Frankie is?
Yeah, who's Frankie? Like Bruce Lee's friend, the older Chinese guy.
But we only see him
twice
with Bruce Lee.
Yeah, you only see him twice. Like he comes in and he says,
the director. He's the director for
the movie.
Of his self-produced kind of action flicks.
Oh, he was the guy behind the camera in that fight scene that we saw in the beginning.
Yes. The one where he went, whoa.
So he's a personal friend of Bruce Lee, and okay.
Because I didn't get who Frankie was.
I don't know who Frankie is in Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Okay. but we'll just leave it at that.
Nobody got my reference for the,
No.
the music band.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what was missing from Birth of the Dragon? Like I was sitting in there I actually turned around to TV. I was like, "What are we watching again?" Oh yeah, Birth of the Dragon. I was expecting the
Yellow jumpsuit?
No, the Golden Harvest pictures.
Oh.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
if that showed up, that would be awesome.
We also didn't see Bruce Lee's wife.
Nah, I don't think she was essential to the story.
I don't know. I just feel like
Don't need to put another white person in there.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our review and our thoughts on Birth of the Dragon. It's now showing in local cinemas. If you do get a chance, do go watch it. Bring the family. It's a movie with a lot of heart and a lot of humor, and we think you'll enjoy this one. All right, coming up next, we have a new segment for the podcast here on the Wayang Crew. It's called
Oi, apa liat-liat? Apa liat-liat? Hoi, 看什么看? Apa liat-liat?
Apa liat-liat?
你看什么看？
Apa liat-liat? See what see? 小了.
All right, it's called Apa Liat Liat. Yep. So essentially, what it means is that in Malay, Apa Liat Liat means see what see, or
what are you looking at?
What are you looking at? So this is
In a very rude
in a very rude,
manner.
but not rude on the Wayang Crew.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go around the panel to sort of see what else we've been watching besides the show or the movie that we're talking about this week. So Del, what else have you been watching?
I've been watching.
Wait.
Oh,
Del, Apa Liat Liat.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I've been watching a few things this past week. I started watching American Gods up until episode 4. I thought it was interesting, and I would like to find out more. I finally watched Evil Dead.
Really?
Yes,
Like the series, the TV series.
No.
Oh, okay.
The original ones
Oh,
by Sam Raimi.
because there was a TV series earlier this year.
Oh, really?
They had a couple episodes. Like he's back. Ash is back.
Oh, right. But I watched Evil Dead and I'm like, oh my god, this is horrible movie. It is so... I mean, there's a lot of scares going on, but it is so slow. And then, that was last night. This morning, I played Evil Dead 2. Right from the beginning, it went into it straight away. There's like nothing about
there's no
mucking
pre-story.
around.
There's
Yeah.
no this. There's no that.
There's no like people driving into a cabin because they went there straight away and then things start happening.
Chainsaw out. Put hand.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought at the beginning, the first 10 minutes, I thought, okay, maybe something different.
Yeah.
And then it went back to it again and I'm like, oh god, I can't finish this. It is so bad.
Up next, you should watch the TV series that they tried to get off the ground. I
Right.
think there's like 10, 12 episodes. It was okay. But it was
Okay.
I don't think the Evil Dead series fits in the TV verse.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it deserves
Right.
because they are cult classics.
I tried watching Army of Darkness. I gave up after 1 minute. Yeah, no, it is. He goes back in time and it's set in the time period of like King Arthur. Cannot lah. How can? Cannot lah.
Where does he get petrol for the?
But it is such a cult classic. I don't know.
it's like,
why it's crazy.
I'm with you. I don't see why.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should watch the remake. They've got 2 remakes already. I don't know if I should go there.
All right. Timmy, what else? Apa Liat?
I watched Better Call Saul. I haven't finished the last season.
That's a spin-off from Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Which I found better than Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it's alright. If you're a fan of Breaking Bad, you'd probably enjoy this because you want to see how Saul became Saul.
Yeah, he's the lawyer who
Yeah, he's the
represents
lawyer.
Walter White. a couple
Yeah.
of
He
times.
has more charisma than in the beginning of Breaking Bad with Walter White.
Yeah.
I really like this guy. He's so flawed but so interesting.
so good to watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Charismatic. Yeah. You'd enjoy how he talks.
Yeah. He can sell you anything.
Yeah, true. And then I watched a Netflix produced anime, Castlevania, because I
love it.
Yeah, I'm a gamer, so I gambled on it because I was skeptical about it. I'm skeptical of any American-made anime, but this is alright.
Okay.
It's only got 3 episodes.
Yeah, 3
so
episodes
it's very easy
only.
to watch.
Yeah.
It's like less than an hour.
You don't have to play the games to understand the story for Castlevania. But it's not for kids. Definitely not for kids.
Yeah. And it's only, 20 minutes long, right?
Yeah. Lots of blood.
All right. Anything else?
And lastly, of course, the mainstream Game of Thrones.
That's we're gonna get a new episode tonight.
Yeah.
Tomorrow
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow
yeah.
morning.
Like every episode's like a celebratory moment for me.
I have not watched any of season 7.
Are you gonna binge it?
I'm gonna binge it. I've downloaded or I've saved the episodes that have come out, and then once it's done for this half season, I'll watch it all.
Considering how often I check social media like Instagram, I can't. I used to binge it. Now it's like every time you turn it on, turn on the social media, it's like there's
Spoiled.
a risk of spoiling it.
Even a little meme will spoil it.
Yeah.
Even a small conversation with your friend on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Is the dragon gonna die? No, stop saying anything.
All right. I have been Liat Liating 2 movies this week. I watched Baywatch.
Which one? Oh, that one, right?
Yeah.
The one with The Rock and Zac Efron. How was that even a movie? I don't understand.
That's so bad, right?
I want to watch Jumanji though.
Yeah, Jumanji is coming out soon, and I kind of want to watch that. But then, going on Baywatch, I watched it for research purposes, just because I was walking in Kulap Mall, and then they still have the banner, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, they had a movie come out, and I was like, okay, I'll watch it. So I watched it, and I don't have anything very good to say about this movie.
No, it's so bad.
It's so bad.
Horribly written.
Again, similar to what we talked about last week, the Hitman's Bodyguard. This was also like in collaboration with some Chinese / Hong Kong
Is
studio.
there a Asian actor in it?
No, there were no Asian actors in this one, but then we had the same fake fire effects happening. So I'm like, this must be the same studio. 'Cause,
Probably.
yeah. And more recently today, this afternoon, I watched Bushwick. Which is a movie starring Dave Bautista, or aka Drax from the Guardians of the Galaxy universe, and apparently he produced the film as well. And it's a story. It's a third person perspective kind of film. The camera follows the character, and then it's you don't know what's happening as the movie begins, and there's an invasion of some sort. You don't know whether it's local terrorists or foreign.
Is it like the Blair Witch Project?
No, it's not. No.
It's not handheld.
It's not
Okay,
handheld.
okay, that's good.
But it's it follows like third person.
Ironically enough, it is not produced by WWE.
Yeah, because Dave Bautista's out of that now, and he's with Marvel and stuff, and he's
grown out of it.
He's a Bond villain as well.
Yeah.
The upcoming one?
No, he in Inspector.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had the chase with Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
I have to say that the Bushwick sort of surprised me. It's not your typical survival / fighting kind of movie. It's all about trying to stay alive, and that's it. And then the ending. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys.
If you had to rate the 2 movies you watched,
Okay, I would rate Baywatch as a 2 out of 10. 2 jet skis out of 10. And for Bushwick, I would give it a 6.5 L trains out of
okay, I'll
10.
give it a try.
Yeah, Bushwick. Watch it. I think it's on the streaming services. You can find it on Netflix probably. So that's what we've been liating this week. We're going to keep this as a new segment on the show. And that's going to be it for this week. If you'd like to get in touch with us here on the podcast at the Wayang Crew, you can send a Gmail to our email address, which is thewayangcrew@gmail.com. And any parting words for our listeners?
Thanks for listening.
Yes. Caught me off guard there.
All right, from us here at the Wayang Crew, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.